Imagine if the government paid you a salary just to live. No catch, no rules, you just get paid money to go about your day. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese. In this video, we are covering the basics surrounding Universal Basic Income, or better known as UBI. A Universal Basic Income is a government guarantee that its citizens will receive an amount of money continuously throughout the year with no catch. It's basically an allowance for you to survive. It can also be known as a citizen's income, a guaranteed minimum income, or a basic income. It sounds like a utopian dream, but support for a government-sponsored basic income is now growing across the world. The concept is proposed to reduce inherent disparities against power and wealth, poverty and low wages, lack of affordable housing, community social decay in the current system, and provide a secure platform for everyone to live a fulfilling life. So with that in mind, why is a UBI important? Workers could afford to wait for a better job. People would have the freedom to return to school and get an education or take time off to look after their relatives. The poverty trap would be removed from traditional welfare programs. Citizens would be given very straightforward financial support, which would minimize bureaucracy. Based on calculations, the government would actually end up spending way less than what you'd see on a traditional welfare program. Payments would definitely help young couples start families, especially in countries of low birth rate. And overall, the payments could help stabilize an economy in times of recession. These are the most positive outcomes of having a UBI, something where people can basically survive without having to be worried about how to put food on the plate. It's not supposed to allow you to buy a Lamborghini, but the concept here is that you would be able to survive and do the things that you need to do with your life in order to not be 100% stressed all the time about money. UBI is still in its conceptual phase. There are trials happening around the world, and I'll get to that in a minute, but with a concept, there are obviously going to be pros and cons, and some of them could be triggered, such as inflation, as now there would be a higher demand for goods and services, therefore the prices of those goods and services should rise, which could then lead into the standard of living not actually increasing as well because of the inflated prices. If everything goes back to the normal price and governments are now just putting more money into the system to pay for the exact same goods and services, you haven't really accomplished anything. Realistically, the number that each citizen would need to receive for it to make an actual impact on their lives is widely debated. If a program was introduced that didn't offer them enough money, it could potentially have some negative side effects where it's not enough to support the needs, and therefore it would be pointless to provide them with that funding. Giving citizens a free income could destabilize the labor force. People who don't want to work in the jobs that they're in would potentially substitute this income for their actual job, resulting in the workforce dropping significantly, which could be detrimental to the economy. So with all of this being discussed, why is it important for you, the individual, to understand what a UBI is, or even have heard the name Universal Basic Income? So the good news is that the concept is really being pushed in a lot of states and countries around the world. You hear the concept being thrown around by billionaires because they understand the importance of having one. How does this affect you directly? As these programs start coming into light, where it may start happening in your state, it may already be happening in your state, you having the awareness of what it is could potentially sign up to these programs and benefit greatly from them. Imagine being given $40,000 in a year just for living your life, doing nothing different, but because you signed up to this program, because you knew about it, you understood the concept of what it is, you were eligible for it, it's a win for you. This could absolutely change a person's life and benefit you greatly. It could essentially give you an opportunity to change your life. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this in this video is because you can treat a UBI the same as a passive income. This is my introductory video into what a passive income is, because I'm going to cover passive income in future videos. It is a very highly talked about topic, and it is an important topic to talk about, because if you can find a way to be paid without having to trade your time for money, you are going to be able to live a better and more fulfilling life. I like to think about a UBI as a passive income. UBI is paid by the government or a billionaire. Passive income can be yourself creating that passive income and then paying yourself a passive income. Therefore, kind of the same thing. The concept here is that it's an opportunity to be paid an amount of money to basically live your life without having to trade your time. And the purpose of this video is for you to understand that there will be ways and opportunities in your life where you'll be able to earn money without actually having to trade your time for it. Passive income videos will be coming in the future, but back to UBI for now. Will it ever happen? It's not something to rely on right now, but it's definitely something you should be keeping your eyes open about. Coming out of this massive event, coronavirus, we're going to have to see what governments do to ensure their citizens are able to survive and get through it safely. So it's a space to watch for sure. This was a brief explainer of what a UBI is, and I hope it was useful to you. I hope you learned something in today's video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.